Hey everyone! I just wanted to make a video for you guys because I have a couple of announcements for the early childhood folks, and it is kind of big, so I felt like it was better to explain it than rather try to explain it in an email. So the first thing is I want to remind you that you are the authority in your classroom and in the large group room. So when your group goes to large group, you're still in charge of those kids. It's hard for the early childhood large group teacher to not only teach but also manage the classroom. There's just too many kids for that. So make sure that you are staying with your group, sitting with them, participating with them, and if one of them is misbehaving, you're the authority. If one of them has to go to the restroom, you're the authority, okay? Don't let the kids interrupt the rest of the group by talking to the large group teacher about problems that they might have. Be the person for them in that situation, okay? I know a lot of you are young, and so it's kind of scary to think of yourself as the authority, but you've been put in that room for a reason, and I trust you, and I'm empowering you, and I believe that you can do this. You wouldn't be in there if I didn't think that, okay? So use that, okay? Know that you have the authority to be in charge of those kids, okay? And stay in the room, okay? So when you're at large group or when you're during your life group time, be in the classroom with the kids, please. I know it's tempting to be like, okay, now they're with the large group teacher, so I can go take a break and get coffee and a snack or whatever, but really I need you to be in there all the time because there's just too many kids for leaders to be in and out that much, okay? Yeah, and then so during transition time, try to take a potty break with your kids. Going to and from large group and small group, I've kind of forgotten to put that into the schedules, and so it's kind of just gotten forgotten. So make sure that during transition time you take your kids on a potty break, okay? And then the big thing that I want to talk to you guys about, so I hope you're still listening, is that the twos and threes are now going to have their worship hour during first hour. So twos and threes will have worship during first hour, and then 4s, 5s, Ks will still have worship during second hour. So we're just splitting the groups. It was just kind of too chaotic having siblings together and having that large of an age group, 2-year-old to kindergarten, in the same room, hearing the same lesson, because really it needs to be catered to each group. The 4s, 5s, Ks can handle more than the 2s and 3s can, so we need to be able to go in depth a little bit more with them, and it was just proving to be too difficult to have them in there with attention spans and understanding. So we're going to try it this way. And the large group teachers are really excited about this new format, and they think that this is going to be a positive change for the way that they're able to teach. So yeah, that's not going to be reflected in the packet that you got for July, but it is going to start on July 1st. So week 1 team for July, please be prepared to go in 2s and 3s. They'll start off in the classroom. They'll still have a coloring station down, but the intentional play item will not be down. So just coloring for the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're going to go into the large group room with the large group teacher, and you'll stay in there and you'll stay engaged and you'll be excited and you'll talk along with the video when you need to. You'll sing along with the video when you need to, and you'll be paying attention to the kids that are around you. And that'll happen during first hour. And then you'll have your small group time, you'll still have your prop talk, all the things that happen during second hour will now just happen during first hour for the 2s and 3s. And then you'll have transition hour back, transition time back in your classroom with a potty break, and you can go ahead and pull the intentional play item. It'll be on the counter. Just pull it over to the station, over to one of the tables, and set up a coloring station with the coloring page, and that should work just as well as it did before. And so they'll only have one intentional play item instead of rotating and having 2. Yeah, so that should be pretty easy then, and so that takes that pressure off of the team leaders. You won't have to rotate toys anymore. Yeah, and then for as far as second hour goes for 2s and 3s, it'll be a longer period of time than first hour is, so you'll have a little bit more time to talk to the kids and especially play in the gym. I know that gym time has been really short, so this will give you more time in the gym. It'll give the kids the ability to like let out some of their energy, especially having sat for first hour and paid attention and listened to the story and watched the video and been engaged in what was going on. Now they'll be able to go second hour and kind of have a little more free time to play and run around and still do the Bible story. Use the story cards to go with the Bible story. I know that each week there's assigned a specific Bible to tell the Bible story out of, but go ahead and use the story cards to help you do that. Lay them out, and especially week 4, ask the kids to tell you the story. Even week 3 or 2, they should be able to start to tell you the story at that point because they will have heard it a couple times already. The big thing is, worship hour is very topic based for the lessons, and I want life group hour to be very biblically based for the lessons. So we're still using the Bible story that's in the curriculum, but we're just expanding the actual Bible story because they don't do a ton of that in this curriculum. They use the Bible story and they create a topic, which is awesome, and I love this curriculum and I think it's going really well, but I want to make sure that we're not forgetting to teach the actual Bible. So worship hour is more topical, life group hour is more biblical. 4s, 5s, Ks, your schedule is going to stay basically the same, so you don't have to worry too much about all of this transition. Just remember to take a potty break during transition, or even as you go up to the large group room for your worship hour, take a potty break and then come into the large group room and start the video. Yeah. That way, there's not all the up and down and distraction of kids coming in and out of the room. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions or concerns, please let me know, because I know that change kind of always makes us a little uneasy, and we've already had a huge change, and now this is another change, but I think that this change is really going to be for the best, and I think that it'll allow the 2s and 3s to get the most out of the lesson that they can, and it'll allow the 4s, 5s, Ks to get the most out of the lesson that they can as well. Keeping them separate will just help everyone. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. See ya!